Hello friends, Chance here and welcome to Chance Code. In the previous video, we have understood the definition of functional programming and we saw that any programming language which support first-class citizenship to the functions is called or can be called as functional programming languages. As Kotlin can also be called as functional programming language, that means it supports first-class citizenship for the functions. This video is for that. So we are going to learn what first-class citizenship means and how Kotlin is doing it, even being a JVM language. So let's go ahead and try to see what is a first-class function. Any function which has the below properties can be called as first-class function. So let's go to those properties one by one. So functions that are not mandated to be declared as methods. So if you are not forced to wrap any function around a class, you are treated as first class function. Any function that accepts another function as argument can also be called as first class function. Any function that can return other function can also be called as first class function, or any function that can be assigned to any variable is also can be treated as first class functions. And functions that can be stored in any data structures like array or list or linked list or map can also be treated as first class functions. And like this, there are many more features which are supported in Kotlin programming language, and because of these reasons we can consider Kotlin as functional programming language. So out of these, let's try to cover the first property of first class citizenship or first class functions in this video. So one of that property is support of top level functions. As we know, Java doesn't support top level functions. Instead, it has to be declared as a method and wrapped around a class. Even being a JVM language, how Kotlin achieves this is the main focus of this video. So let's try to understand with this example. If you're familiar with Kotlin, then you might know that this is the main method where Kotlin can start executing. Now as you notice that the file name is test.kt and we are trying to print hello Kotlin in the main method. Since the main method is not wrapped inside any class, how JVM is going to understand the bytecode generated from this file and execute and print hello Kotlin? So under the hood, Kotlin compiler converts this file into something like this. So the test.kt is converted into test.kt, and as we know that any class in Java, the file name and the class name should be same. So obviously the class name generated by Kotlin compiler is called as test.kt, and it has the same main method which can be understood by JVM, which is like public static void main, which accepts an array of strings, and instead of println it converts into system.out.println and passes the hello Kotlin as argument. So basically the top level function declared in a Kotlin file is converted into a static final method in Java. Let's see one more example which is not a main method. So for that, let's consider an add method which accepts two integers and returns the addition of both those integers. As you notice that this is also part of test.kt file and it is not wrapped inside any class. So add is also a top level function. Now to make the JVM understand about this class, under the hood Kotlin compiler converts it into something like a test.kt class, and inside that the add method signature is changed as public static final int. So the return type is same as int, but if you see there is something called as public static. So another static method inside test.kt class to make the JVM understand. So with these two examples discussed, hope you understood how the top level functions are supported for the Kotlin developers, and under the hood how Kotlin compiler is converting them into static methods to make the JVM understand and execute those. Hope you learned some new thing from this video. And if you learned something, please do like and share, and to get notified for the further videos on functional programming in Kotlin, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.